Have you ever wondered what the universe is expanding into? It's a mind-boggling question that has intrigued humanity for centuries. It's a question that has puzzled scientists and stargazers for ages. The more we learn, the more questions we seem to have. Since the Big Bang, the universe has been growing bigger and bigger. But what lies beyond? Is there an edge, or does it go on forever? Could it loop back on itself? Some theories suggest the universe might be curved, like a giant loop. Imagine a tiny, dense point exploding outward. That's the Big Bang. This monumental event set everything in motion. Since then, everything in the universe has been moving apart. Galaxies are drifting away from each other at incredible speeds. Think of it like a spectacular fireworks show, with sparks flying outward in all directions. Each spark represents a galaxy. But what are those sparks? They are not just random points of light. They're galaxies, massive collections of stars, gas, and dust, all swirling through the vastness of space. Each galaxy is a universe in itself. And guess what? Our very own Milky Way is one of them. It's our cosmic neighborhood, filled with countless stars and planets. Here's a fun way to picture the expanding universe. Imagine a balloon being inflated. Now, imagine drawing little dots all over that balloon. Those dots represent galaxies in the universe. As you blow air into the balloon, what happens to the dots on it? They move farther apart, right? Just like galaxies. That's similar to what's happening in our universe right now. As the universe expands, the space between galaxies increases significantly. But here's where it gets really interesting. The galaxies themselves aren't actually moving through space. Instead, the space between them is stretching continuously. It's like adding more fabric to the universe, making it bigger and bigger over time. Welcome to Logical Ask, Beyond the Observable. We can only see a certain distance into the universe, called the observable universe. It's like shining a flashlight into a dark forest. You can only see as far as the light reaches. But just because we can't see beyond the observable universe doesn't mean there's nothing there. In fact, many scientists believe the universe extends far beyond what we can observe. But what's out there? That's one of the biggest mysteries in science. Some theories suggest there might be other universes out there, beyond our own. Let's explore that, shall we? The Multiverse and Beyond. Welcome to a journey that stretches the boundaries of our imagination. Imagine a whole bunch of bubbles floating in a bathtub. Each bubble is unique, yet they all coexist in the same space. Each bubble represents a different universe, with its own set of laws of physics and maybe even its own forms of life. Some might have different dimensions, others might have different elements. This is the idea behind the multiverse, the possibility that our universe is just one of many. Imagine countless universes, each with its own story to tell. It's a wild idea, but it's one that some scientists are taking seriously. They are dedicating their lives to uncovering the mysteries of these potential parallel worlds. They're looking for evidence of these other universes by studying the cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint glow left over from the Big Bang, which is like the afterglow of the Big Bang. This radiation holds clues about the early universe and possibly about other universes as well. Now, let's get back to our original question. Will the universe loop back on itself? It's possible. The shape and fate of our universe are still subjects of intense study. Some scientists believe that the universe might be closed, like the surface of a sphere. If true, this would mean that traveling far enough in one direction could eventually bring you back to your starting point. Looping back. The Big Crunch. If the universe is closed, then it has a finite amount of space. This means that there is a limit to how much it can expand. And if it keeps expanding, eventually it could run out of room. Imagine that balloon again. As you blow more air into it, it stretches and grows. But if you keep blowing air into it, eventually it's going to pop. The pressure becomes too much for the balloon to handle. Similarly, a closed universe could eventually stop expanding and start contracting, a cosmic event called the Big Crunch. This would be a reversal of the expansion we see today. In this scenario, everything in the universe would eventually collapse back into a single point, just like it started. This point is often referred to as a singularity. Talk about a dramatic ending. The universe would essentially reset itself in a cataclysmic event. But hold on, there's another possibility. What if the universe doesn't loop back on itself? What if it just keeps expanding forever? This would mean an infinite universe with no end in sight. The idea of an ever-expanding universe opens up endless possibilities for the future of space and time. The Great Unknown. This scenario is called the Big Freeze or heat death. As the universe expands and cools, stars will eventually die out, and galaxies will drift farther and farther apart. The universe would become a cold, dark, and lonely place. So what is the universe expanding into? And will it loop back on itself? These are questions that scientists are still trying to answer. We've learned so much about the universe, but there's still so much more to discover. What do you think lies beyond the universe? Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and never stop wondering. Comment, like, and share.